What's going on, everybody? My name is Justice, and I'm with my guy.
What's poppin', it's poppin', it's your boy Tyaire, how y'all doing?
And you're tuned into the Silky Boys podcast, the wavy podcast out right now for your sports news and what's on the culture right now. And we're coming to you live and direct from the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia. Tyaire, how's it feel to be back down here?
Feeling good, live from Atlanta. Oh, that's where you left me. Nah, bro, it feels good, bro. We in this city, bro. It's time to get lit, bro. It's time to get lit. That's all we can say, bro.
Time to get lit, but before we do that, we got some news to take care of. We missed last week's podcast episode, so we got recoup for that. Plus this week's, and we got a lot to talk about. So first off, we got to talk about Dak's contract. Dak finally got the bag. A 4-year, $160 million deal got done. $123 million in guaranteed money. He's going to be earning about $75 million in his first year. And it also includes a no trade clause. So with that, that was needed to get this deal done because they're only going to be able to franchise tag him for so long. And Jerry Jones is in a position right now where he's not going to look to develop a young quarterback, especially in the next 2 years. So they had to, one way or another, get the deal done. What was your initial reaction to hearing the news?
First reaction was like, whoa, bro. Just seeing that first year worth, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Just something we never seen before. And like you said, bro, overall, I was just happy it got done. It was just a long 2-year process. We've been going through this, like, is he coming back? Is he not? All this other stuff, holding out talk, Jerry saying stuff to the media in the radio interviews. So I'm just glad it got it done. But I do just question a little bit where the future of the Cowboys is heading after this, just because they already had a lot of money tied up with a lot of skilled players, and they had a lot of money tied up in that offensive line that's now becoming depleted. So, and they're giving him a lot of money in his first year, which is good because he's getting it at the front end of the contract, so they will have time to work around that cap space issue that they're going to have in a couple of years. But I just want to see how they handle it. But overall, it was good to see another black man get paid, bro.
Of course. And then with the deal also, their offensive core now is secure for the next 2 to 3 years right now. And that right now is the window that they're looking at to win a Super Bowl. That's Jerry's timeline right now since Dak has now gotten his contract. But they still need to work on that defense. They still need to work on that secondary. And personally, I don't even know if they'll be able to get to the NFC Championship game. And depending on how this next season goes, they might be on the search for a new head coach.
For real. And exactly, it's going to be real quick because a lot of Cowboys fans were underwhelmed with Mike McCarthy. It's just like, why did we fire Jason Garrett to just hire the same guy who's going to kind of operate in the same way that he did? So it's just like, we really didn't cause a big change in culture, so it is going to be at a point where it's like, hey, we're going to have to make a decision now. We just gave Dak a new contract. Are we willing to stick with Mike McCarthy, who he's a proven, unproven coach in the NFL because he's played with a great player his whole career. So it's just like, you don't really know what impact he really has had in the league. So just like, they might try it out, but if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm definitely going to get out of that because I didn't see enough from last season to be like, yeah, even like we always bring up Joe Judge. Giants fans can still point to something like, okay, I see something in that Giants team. They had a fight. They didn't give up on each other. They weren't going into interviews like, oh yeah, the defense is looking horrible today. Coaching is really not helping us out there. We don't know what we're doing heading into games like we were hearing in the Cowboys a lot last season. We don't see that going on with the Giants. So I feel like if they want to make an impact, what they're doing with this contract, they have to get rid of Mike McCarthy. Exactly. So next year. Like if in the first 4 games, if they're 2-2, 1-3, you have to look at like, yeah, we gotta get you out of here.
Yeah, and that ends up happening. Just Elmore ends up taking that spot.
I definitely think he do. I feel like it's been grooming for him to be there. Like he just been this young offensive mind in the league that's been playing. He's making good play calls. He's a young guy. He's making good play calls, but he just hasn't got that chance. I feel like the Cowboys is the perfect place for him to get that chance because they don't really need a new, oh, let's go get Lincoln Riley, let's go get somebody else. You just need somebody who's been in this building for these years, knows these players, knows what is going to help them, and he just needs to have the full reins of everything. And that's Jerry. I know he's not going to like this, but Jerry's going to have to step back. Like, the 90s are over, bro. Like, you got what you did in the 90s, but it's been 30 years and you haven't been back to the promised land. So you have to let some of that ego go and relinquish some of that power if you want to see your team at that point that they were back in the 90s.
Right, and the benefit to them if they were to get the McCarthy gets fired, Killmore stepping up. He already has that continuity, like you just said, and it's better to do that than, like you said, just bring in like a Lincoln Riley or another college coach or another head coach that's on the street right now, like or a Brian Dable from Buffalo.
Exactly.
Try to bring him in because again, Killmore, he already knows his players. He already has a relationship with Jerry. He knows what Jerry likes to do. And with that being said, like, probably try to do something.
Exactly. It's just like it could be an Eric Spoelstra situation. Somebody who's just been in the organization all these years finally gets his chance and can just make what that pot is right and just cook it right. So that might just within it, bro.
Maybe we'll see what happens in the next couple of years. This week, bro, NFL free agency started.
Yes, it did. And Bill Belichick was in everybody's DMs.
Everybody's DMs. Patriots had the third most salary cap of any team, and they went out and spent that within the first like 2 days, something like that.
Yeah, Bill is getting use of every stimulus check he got this past week, bro. He's making use of all money allocated.
Gave away over $100 million in guarantees to about I think 6 or 7 players, and ended up getting some of the biggest names of free agency this year. So end up signing Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Matthew Judon, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Nunn.
And the biggest two things I saw out of that was the John Smith and the Hunter Henry signings. Because we know what Bill Belichick likes to do with a 2 tight end set, and we've seen what he can do with a 2 tight end set in this league. And just if a murder didn't happen, a 2 tight end set would have probably been destroying this league for the past 7 years if we really want to talk about it.
Yep.
Unforeseen circumstances happen, but now Bill has another chance to complement Cam's game in a different way. He didn't want to go for, let's get some big name receivers, because Cam's not really a guy who's going to produce a lot with receivers. Who was his main target of his career? Greg Olsen. So go get players similar to that can create a role similar to that and just help Cam out or whoever the next bridge quarterback is going to be after that. So I love those 2 signs for them. As a Jets fan, I don't, but for the Patriots, that was a good pickup.
That's what they had to do, and they also had the 15th pick in the draft. So we're still not done with this offseason. They signed Cam just as a placeholder right now, and there's still questions about, hey, they might end up trading up to try to get Mac Jones or potentially Trey Lance, something like that.
And we're still hearing rumblings that Bill's trying to work his way around to get Deshaun. So that's still a play out there.
If New England somehow winds up with Deshaun Watson, I don't know where I would go as a Jets fan, number 1. And number 2, I really just have to look at that deal because what they realistically giving up is that Gilmore, but is Gilmore in a first and a couple of future firsts? But is that really going to be worth it from not New England, but the Texans standpoint?
Not at all, because like, do you have a defense ready to go be a contending team? So what would you be doing with Gilmore? You'd just be sitting there doing nothing. Like, so it's just like I wouldn't see how they would work around that deal, but it's the Houston Texans. They traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson, so we just don't know what they're gonna do, bro.
I mean, the Texans might be into the standpoint where they just might want to just run the league at this point. Might as well. They said we're already a shit show as it is. Might as well like just fuck the league up, obviously. Because that's what they've shown these past 2 years, no?
You're right, bro. They definitely have shown up. We give them nothing. We don't give anything about our plans or our organization. We're just gonna do what we're gonna do out here and make this money. They're falling into that. We're just here for the bag trap. Like that's what the Texans are. We're just here for the bag. We don't care about success of the NFL team. Like we don't care about the team success. We're making big guap, a tax-free state. We're gonna continue to make big guap. So have fun with contending and trying to win Super Bowl. We're a 25-year-old team. We don't care. Like we do not care
At all. Well, speaking of making big paper and big guap, a trend I noticed this season or this free agency period, I should say, is that a lot of players are taking short-term deals, and this is because the new TV deal just got signed, and they're going to be able to recoup a lot of this money that they might have lost on these past 2 years in the next contract. And I thought that was just an interesting aspect of the free agency period. So
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like bigger name guys taking that 1 year. So I see it smart. See how you play out on this new team. If you like it, you want to re-sign next year. If you don't, you have an opportunity to go test free agency again and go get a bigger bag with a different team. So I like it. I just like how the NFL is becoming more player friendly as terms of they having the option of just
still able to control their careers and still being able to be flexible with their contract as well.
Yeah.
So we got that going on. Juju Smith-Schuster, who's on the market, just got signed today. Came back on a one-year deal with the Steelers. We had just found out was kind of eyeing that situation, potentially giving another wide receiver we bring in on top of signing Corey Davis. How do you feel about that?
That was a big move. I wasn't interested in Juju. It would have been nice to have him, but I like him going back to the Steelers, just finishing what he started. They looking like they're about to run it back with Ben. They don't look like they're trying to move away from him, so I guess that's what they're eyeing to do next year. So I see bringing back pieces that he's familiar with and just, I guess, run that offense back another year. Hopefully he gets a little bit more healthy, but as far as the Jets go, I love the Corey Davis signing, bro. I love how Joe Douglas is. He knows, and I know he hears fans because every offseason, every chance he gets, he's doing moves that are reflecting what the fans are asking for. He's addressing that line. He's addressing weapons out on the outside. So Corey Davis is going to be similar to what Crowder has just been doing for us. Just a guy who can go get everything in between for us and still be a big deep threat for him. So for whoever the quarterback is next season, though we have a lot of solid pieces right now, and we still have a chance to build through the draft. So as a Jets fan, it's looking bright. Like you said this a couple of weeks ago, like we're in a weird situation where we haven't been in a long time, where we have a bright future either way. It really goes to go season, bro. Like only us can fuck ourselves over, bro. Like it's hard to really fuck up the situation we're in right now.
But the thing is, we've been put in situations where we have fucked things up for ourselves.
Yeah.
Like as much as bright the future may seem, like again we just have history, just repeated time after time again of just be us. Like we had the second pick overall at one point in the '90s. When we ended up getting a tight end from them states. And the thing is, we might end up getting another tight end at 2 this year, or trade back and get a tight end in Kyle Pitts.
I wouldn't be mad at that, but that's just putting our trust in Sam Darnold. And do we really want to do that, bro? Like, do we really want to sit back and risk watch Zach Wilson become Patrick Mahomes 2.0? Or do we want to give Sam Darnold one more year and just prove what he has? And as for me, I don't think Sam Darnold has shown me enough to give him an extra year as I look at Zach Wilson, bro. Like, if Zach Wilson wasn't as flashy and just as all breathtaking as he looks, I'd be like, okay, maybe. Like, if Justin Fields was the guy, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's give Sam a chance. But Zach Wilson just looks like a guy that if you don't take him, you're going to be pissed off for the next 10 years that you don't take him, bro. So it's just like, I just feel like it's time to move on, bro.
Right, and we've been saying that kind of all season. Like, it's just time. It's going to be beneficial for Sam. He just needs a new change of scenery.
Because he's gonna live with that pressure all next season, bro. Like
even more so.
Like this is your year to show what you have. If Zach Wilson goes out there and has a Patrick Mahomes season and goes like 30 touchdowns or something, or Justin Herbert type season last year, then we're gonna look at it and Sam like this guy.
But the narrative has kind of changed in recent weeks, where guys have said like, hey, if you put any quarterback in that situation that Sam was in for the past 2 years, what would that even really look like? So the narrative has kind of changed where Sam's kind of underrated because he was actually able to do some things, at least show some type of talent to actually maybe work, hey, let's give it another shot. Let's run him in an offense that's going to complement him and make things easier on him as a quarterback in that West Coast type of style offense. And just with playmakers, adding Corey Davis, gaining Mims another year into his second year. We have the 23rd pick. We're looking to get another weapon with that. Or 2, we might end up training that down, get Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase. It might be worth it from another perspective to at least give Sam another shot. But if we do that, we're at that next season we're going to have to pay. That's the thing.
Exactly, bro. And then we're in salary cap limbo now. And it's just like, in this situation, bro, as a New York Jets fan in New York, bro, I need flash, bro. At this point in my life, I need just some flash from our team, and we haven't had flash since when, bro? We just haven't had it, bro. And it's just like, it just sucks that we're in such a big market and we're just a laughing stock. We need somebody where you can't talk shit about us, bro. Like, if we get a Zach Wilson and he just out here balling, you can't talk shit about it. Like, if we get a Devontae Smith and he's just out here going crazy, looking like a young Odell or something, or Marvin Harrison in his prime. You cannot talk shit about us, bro. If we go trade for Deshaun Watson, you can't say anything about us, bro. And I just feel like with Sam, it's still always going to be okay, but this, like there's always going to be something to say about it. And I'm just tired of having that feeling, like, bro, you have to be undisputed. Like, you could talk shit about the Chiefs, they lost the Super Bowl, but they still have Pat, bro. And you can't say shit to them. They still have Pat, bro. They lost the Super Bowl, but they're going to be back next year, bro. That's not going to break them down. I just feel like when we get in a situation, bro, I don't feel like Sam's the type of guy that could really just stand up and be like, bro, my guy is good. Like, what could you talking about, bro? Like, it has to be somebody else on the team, bro. I feel like at this moment to turn this around, if we're putting all that faith into Sam, he's not that guy to stand up and put New York in his back, bro. And that's what needs to happen right now. And I don't think he's doing it, bro.
Yeah, because he does. Yeah, like he already has a lot of pressure coming into this next season already, and he's already kind of looking over his shoulder because again, he's been hearing the turbulence of whether it's going to be Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. He knows like someone's out there in this coming drive to come take his spot.
Exactly, and he still had that all last season. The Jets were in the play for the number one pick all last season until the last 2 weeks. So he was playing under that pressure all year, and he wasn't really proving that he should still be staying here.
Except for
one game,
like 2 games.
It's
like,
2 games. That Broncos
games.
game, he did a little something, and then it was just like he just out there looking flustered. It's just like you said, bro. If you want to do it, you do it. But I say, nah, just pack it up and just retry with a new guy, a new coach, and just see what happens.
Have it just be a total rehaul, a new regime. Like, even though Sam was projected to be the number 1 pick in his draft, that wasn't Joe Douglas' quarterback. He inherited that situation. He didn't, and as a GM in the NFL, it really shows like how much power you really have, and just say like, okay, this is my guy.
Exactly.
I was given something, so my evaluation is gonna have somewhat of an asterisk next to it. Let me actually bring in my guy along with my coach that I want to hire with these signings and moves that I made.
Exactly.
Let's really evaluate it from that standpoint going forward next year.
I did it my way, man. That's what it really was. I did it my way. Like, we just want to do it our way.
That's it. In JD we trust. Hopefully, whatever happens ends up being the right decision for us and our franchise and our future, man. That's all we can really hope for.
Yeah.
But some more New York sports talk. Another former All-Star has been added to the Brooklyn Nets executive.
Yes.
So Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Blake Griffin are all on the same team. If you would have told me this probably back in like 2016, 2017, that one day all 4 of these guys would be on the same team, like, there's no way. There's no way. Just imagine how this team would look in 2015.
This team will be undefeated that year.
It's wild. So Brooklyn was able to bring him in after being bought up by Detroit. And I really like this move. It gives him size, gives him some more rebounding abilities. And he's just going to fit. He's a plug-and-play player, I feel like. Right when that second unit, he's just going to be another playmaker operating from that high post area. And he can space out and hit a couple of jump shots. And he's a really good playmaker.
Yeah.
So all counts, just a great signing, great move by him.
Yeah, it's a good pickup, bro. And they ramping up. They sense what's in the air and what the moment they're creating in the city that they're in, bro. And they're just like, yo, we gonna take it, bro. And I feel like they have the chance to, but I did get a little scared with this signing because I just feel like there's something that's going on with KD that we really don't know about, bro. Like, it's something that the Nets are hiding, that they're like, okay, we just need a couple more backup points. We just need a little more safety net for us in the playoffs so we don't have to rely too much on KD. We don't need to have KD out there looking like he was in the 2019 playoffs where the Warriors were just sitting back and like, let's just have KD cook so we can win this game. Like, if that's how the Nets want to go into the playoffs and doing, then okay, he might have a chance of re-injuring himself. So I feel like that's what they're just doing right now. They're just making these moves as a precautionary method for and to just see what KD's health is right now, because it's going on a month that he's been out, and it's just like, what's really going on here? Steve Nash is like, oh yeah, he's weeks away. He keeps saying that every other week that he's weeks away. So it's like, I'll keep pushing this back. And I really just think they're just trying to really get the right window of playing time for KD. So like, we know he's gonna have a good probably 4 to 5 week stretch of him playing at the best height on this Achilles, and that's probably all he got for this season. And we don't want to stretch that out and stretch the limit, so we're not gonna play him in games we don't need him in when we got 2 MVP candidates on our team right now. So I just think that's what it is, but they're gonna be good and they're gonna be back. And KD's a team, so he's gonna be back.
Right. They're really just gonna coast for the rest of the regular season. I mean, James Harden has dark horse MVP candidate. He's probably like third.
Yeah. I don't know why Nets fans were cheering MVP for Kyrie, but they were in their bag that night. But they cooking, man. It's just a fun team right now, bro. They had Schmurda and Rowdy in the building, and just they bring the Brooklyn energy, and that's just what I'm saying. You just need that flashy shit in New York, bro. It just feels good, bro. So definitely, when I get back to the city, I gotta go check it out, bro. The stadium a little bit open back up. I gotta see the games, bro.
Right. Brooklyn's been making noise since the beginning of the season. They made even more, and that's just gonna go all the way into the playoffs on this next round.
Yeah, y'all about to get a little live reaction of this Ohio State game.
14.9 seconds left. Tie game 64-64 against Oral Roberts. It's March Madness at its finest right now.
Back.
And we're going to overtime.
Okay, but yeah, bro. Overall, the Nets gonna be good, bro. But how you feeling about just how the NBA is shaping up heading into the playoffs, bro? Like, what's your feelings about the teams, the Lakers, the Sixers, bro? Like, what's your teams like about the contenders going into this playoff stretch?
The contenders. I'm a little worried about how the Lakers gonna shape up come playoff time, just because of AD still out, he's still dealing with injuries right now, and I know he's probably gonna take maybe about like 2 weeks to really get himself right back into that prime AD form that we're used to. So I have a little question marks on them, but overall I think they're gonna be fine heading into the playoffs. Joel Embiid, he's gonna miss 2 weeks with his injury, so right now just all gonna be on Ben Simmons being able to keep that team afloat, but I think they're gonna be alright into the playoffs as well. The one team that I am critical of though is Celtics.
Yeah, I don't. I think they're just going through the slump that they needed, bro. They've been hot too quick, too fast for them, and this is just a slump. They young players, just a learning curve season right now, and that's all I see it as, bro. They just gotta see how they fit as okay. Now you have the expectations on you now, bro. So we gotta see what you're gonna do at this next level, and that's just what's been going on with this team. And I think I brought this up a little bit earlier, but I don't think Brad Stevens is the guy to just get this team to that championship team. Like I said, like Mike had a couple guys before Phil came in to be that coach, and I just feel like Brad Stevens had his moment where like, okay, he's the next generational coach of the NBA. He's going to be the next. At the end of the season, they're just going to look. Danny Ainge is going to just evaluate, just see what happens, see how it plays out, and then I feel like it's going to be time to move on from him. I feel like they just need something new and just something different there. I just feel like sometimes he just overthinks himself with the like strategy, like analytic stuff, and I just get the best to him. And I feel like they definitely need to switch, bro. There's something in there that's just not clicking right now, bro.
Yeah, they're just not playing as a team. They kind of ran into the problem that the Clippers ran into last year, where they were really just playing through those two guys, the two main superstars, and everybody else is just do whatever.
Exactly.
It's kind of just about how they're going on, and particularly with they kind of do need to kind of relearn how to play with each other, because Jalen has just taken a humongous jump in this third year for him, just going into it, becoming an all-star for the first time in his career, and honestly, he is the best player on that team right now.
Yeah, definitely both playing on both ends. He's wild.
Yeah, so definitely need to kind of reevaluate what's going on. Also, that's worth mentioning. Remember how a couple of years ago we thought that the Celtics were they were in prime position to really make a run, and that's what we're supposed to be seeing right now. This whole run of them just being in the conference championship and being that finals conversation. But part of that, the reason why they haven't is because they haven't really hit on their picks.
Yeah.
They had a lot of draft capital stemming originally from that Brooklyn trade. And they also had in Memphis and Kings pick that were supposed to be high value picks that ended up not turning into really anything for them.
Yeah, boy, they hit on the two that they needed to. The Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
They hit on those two, but given how many assets that they had,
I feel like they just were too tentative with their picks. I feel like they should have made more moves aside from the Kyrie trade with their picks. Like, I feel like they definitely should have been heavily involved in that Kawhi trade and what was going on. Like, at that moment, they had a lot of draft capital, and they should have tried to make a move for that. Like, I feel like that would have been a big move for them. I feel like they were too tentative with their picks, bro. Like, they held on to them, and they just didn't know what to do with them, like you said, bro. So it was a little bit of both of that.
right. And there was a point too where they were in the conversation for anything.
And then that's another one they should have took a bite on. So just those two big name superstars that were out there, and you have all this draft capital. Like, then like the Jets, where we can end up in a few years where just because you have all the draft capital, don't mean you're gonna pick a superstar player with that pick, bro. So like, sometimes it's best to get rid of those picks and just get a superstar in return for that. But I think that plays into the fact that, just like I said earlier, the type of coach that Brad Stevens is, maybe they just feel like they don't need to go. He just has this idea of players he needs to pick as like going to fit his game plan, and maybe they're just not the best player on the board at that moment, and it doesn't work out best for them. So like we said, they have two superstars, and they need to move away from a strategically coach and somebody that can coach two superstars, bro. Like a Zen master type of dude, like a Phil. Like there's a difference between a Pop and a Phil. Pop is a strategical guy; he can coach a team. Phil can coach stars, and they can go get that work. And I feel like that's what they need right now. Somebody to coach a star, like a Doc type of player.
You're right, like a Doc Rivers type, someone who's already been to the playoffs, someone who's been to finals games before, that knows again how to manage those egos and those superstars' personalities and just overall play like what he's doing right now.
Exactly. I wouldn't mind like a former player coming in there and coaching him, like somebody that just knows the game and just knows how to deal with a star, and that's not going to come at it from a coach type of mindset all the time. He's going to come at it like, okay, let me try to understand what's going through this mega star's mind right now and just see how he wants to work right now, bro. Because a lot of times that's the clash right now. It's the coach like, I know my game plan's going to work. I know my game plan is going to work, and it's just I know my talent's going to work, bro.
Right, like trust the system.
Exactly, bro. And sometimes you got to have that coach. I'm like, all right, let me fall back on myself. You got to have Phil look at Kobe and Mike and wave them off, and I'm not coming out the game. You just got to deal with that. And Brad Stevens don't look like the guy who's going to. He's gonna throw a bitch fit about that after the game. Like, you waved me off. We gotta run some laps. I gotta introduce some new plays to you guys because you waved me off, bro.
Because he thinks he's still coaching college.
Exactly, bro. And it's not that no more, bro. Like, these are mega star players out here, bro. They're making millions upon millions.
JT has a Subway commercial.
Sorry, bro. You can't come with that college mentality.
Not anymore, but hypothetical situation. Paul coaching Celtics in like 7 years.
I love it, bro. Whoever gets Chris Paul as a coach is going to succeed, bro. Whoever gets Chris Paul and then off that tree, I'm gonna say Draymond and whenever you decide to retire. Whoever gets those two, they're gonna be set, bro. But Chris Paul, yes, bro.
Because at that point, both Tatum and Brown, they're both gonna be on the team. They're Celtics are doing something wrong here. One of those guys are missing. One of those guys is missing. But by that time, both of them will be in the middle of their primes. Chris Paul will probably have about maybe 2 or 3 years of retirement, really just kicking back, deciding what he's going to do. And then, yeah.
And Chris Paul is going to come from the mindset of, like, I was a superstar player who didn't win it. I know what mistakes that come along with not making it, and I know what y'all need to do so y'all don't end up like me, bro. So they need that, bro. I like that.
Right, and his time in OKC and what he's doing right now, I think is going to help overall.
This is just him a learning curve for him. These situations, just him learning how to just break down this coaching game. That's why I think he's making these moves, just to really figure out how to get in his coaching bag right now, bro. Like this, he's just in his player coach stage of his career right now, because he can obviously be like, yo, trade me to the Lakers, bro. Trade me to the Sixers, bro. Trade me somewhere so I can go get this ring. But he's like, nah, let me adapt to his role and just show you that I'm that dude. We still gonna be in a winning situation, but I'm still gonna learn how to just navigate this coaching world as well.
Right, and that Suns team is still winning too, and they're gonna make noise in the playoffs.
Exactly, bro. So CP3 to the Celtics, 5 years ago as a coach. I love it, bro.
Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it.
Either him or Rondo, bro. Ooh, Rondo.
Does Rondo want to coach though? That's the thing. Rondo,
CP, LeBron, and Draymond are probably like the 4 smartest basketball players out, bro.
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
just like, if Rondo really wanted to step back and come and coach, he could do it, but I don't feel like Rondo's a coaching type, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he really want to coach, I don't see him as being a coach. I feel like once he retires, he's going to be like, nah, that's it.
Right, bro. He's like, I'm out here, bro. But you never know. Rondo's just a dude who shocks you and just might do whatever he wants to do, bro. That might be a good situation for him to return to his roots, bro. But definitely CP3, in case you look into it.
Absolutely. All right, what's going on? Time getting into the culture. Another video was in trouble this week. Before it was all set, I was about to Quavo, Saweetie on Twitter last night.
I want to read tweets out, reading, bro. It just sucks to see my young brothers in these situations, bro. It's like, damn, why, bro? Like, why can't we just have our outside factors, bro, that gets to it, bro. Let me just read what the young woman, I see clean, sweet, I just say. I emotionally checked out of a long time ago, and have walked away with a deep sense of peace and freedom. They always say that. Excited for this new chapter of elevation. They always want to elevate. I'm single. I endured too much hurt. I endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes, creating false narrative to be circulating that degrades my character. Presents don't band-aid scars in the love. Wait. I feel like we might be in our break of our tricking, my fight against tricking right now. I feel like this might be the break in the glitch, the break in the simulation I've been waiting for, to expose you niggas, that this shit is the dumbest shit in the world. Let me read this last fucking sentence I just read to you. From the queen of, if you can't buy me a Birkin, send you back to the streets. That's her. Those her words. Presents don't band-aid scars. And the love isn't real when the intimacy is given to other women. So, she's basically saying, the tricking is not, like, you can trick all you want, you can send her all the money if you want. She's still gonna leave when you fed up, when she's fed up, once you cheat. So why trick, my nigga? What is the point of it if she's still gonna leave? Like, she literally set herself the money and everything when she knows that's all she loves. She loved the presents. That was the whole thing of their relationship. Let's go get presents. Give me a Birkin, baby. That was them. Quavo.
Let's go get iced out.
Let's go get iced out. So icy. Oh yes. But now the presents don't mean anything once the cheating is involved. Before they were the best. Now my presents don't mean shit. That Birkin that Birkin is still worth 40 no matter how many bitches I fuck.
Like, the value don't change.
Like that, bro.
Don't take away from the fact that I spent 400 bands on this for you.
Hey, and that's what it is, bro. You can spill 400 bands, and that doesn't allocate you the space to go cheat. So why even spend that 400 bands? Go cheat and save your 400 bands, bro. So this show you stop tricking, guys, because you're gonna lose her at the end of the day, regardless. So don't make that investment. Don't waste that breach, because she's gonna go when she gotta go, bro.
But you gonna get her back.
He's gonna get her back, bro. His cousin gonna give him a playbook, bro. I miss my granny 2.0 speed. Something's coming.
I miss my aunt.
Within the next week, bro. He's gonna spin back, bro. So Saweetie went to the right place because she knows. She went on Justin LeBoy's show, so she knows that's a toxic environment. She's sending me back out. So I'm out here in the streets. Same like Cardi did her little post with her ass out, like I'm back out. I'm single again. Offset saw that and was like, hell no. She released WAP after she got divorced with that nigga. Yes. That nigga was like, yeah, let me spin back. Speaking of spinning back, we saw that little J-Lo and A-Rod breakup divorce rumor only lasted a couple days. Like, no, we're back together. A-Rod had to remember that J-Lo's ex is Drake, so like, you can't just leave her out there for too long. You gotta spin back. Nah, let me get you back. Now, I was playing. This nigga just went 1, 2, 3 on the charts. Now, let me get this bitch back. I'm A-Rod, but still. 1, 2, 3 on the charts is different. I can definitely move my bitch there. So let me go get that back. If rumors are false, we're not gonna get divorced.
That's not happening. I would never. We never. This was never even a discussion.
Like, we don't talk about that. How you want to break up with Shawty, but you just know there's a nigga out there. That's the bigger fish is out there in the pond. Like,
there's always a big.
let me keep this Shawty close to me. Like, I wait, this shit is over, but I can't lose her to that because that's just gonna reflect badly on me at the end of the day. Like, if she gonna move on to a bond, nigga, cool. I can't say, oh, she moved on to Drake after me. I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna be heartbroken, and I can't say shit, nigga. And I'm gonna be hating, nigga. I'm gonna be a heartbroken hater, man. Like, just like, that's Justin, my boy. That's all he is a heartbroken hater, man.
That boy's hurt.
It's Pisces season, pussy. Deal with it.
That boy's hurt. That boy's been hurt for a minute. Like, bro, like, Shorty lives in his head, bro, constantly, right? Like, bro, this is of someone that literally doesn't think about you no more. That did what they did. All right, cool, bro. Like, bro, is it his first time like really being hurt, bro? Because that's what it comes off by, is some shit that you really just cannot get over. Was the shit that fire, bro? Because I'm thinking those are the only two. Those are like the only two reasons that I can really think of, like, why you're still on Shorty's ass like months after.
2 million subscribers, 2 million followers in TV show on the road. This nigga still posting pro Pisces and shit. It's just like, man, relax. You had Saweetie on your show, bro. Like, you're doing good.
You had Chris Brown and Sweetie on back-to-back shows, bro.
Relax, bro.
Like, you good, man. Like, you don't need
Relax
to
with
take
the
a shot.
pandering. Relax, just chill, man. You earned your place in here, bro. So chill, relax, and talk to me about that Pisces like this people. But you know the fuck Pisces post is coming on Sunday. Like, oh God, I'm glad this season is over. Thank you.
Like, niggas didn't even do shit.
But moving on, bro. Did you see that little like? I read this article, bro. I read it, bro. I just want to see your reaction. Oh no, I told you about this, bro. So California has passed a new law, bro, that you can go to amusement parks now. Open back up, we having fun. But when you're there, you cannot scream.
That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense.
That's like saying that you could come to a strip club, but don't get a boner. You cannot get your dick hard in here. Like if your dick hard gets in here, you have to get out. Like what? This is what causes, like, it's an amusement park. It causes people to scream. Like, y'all are making money off of me screaming. How, like, what? That makes no sense, bro. Like, y'all just make the dumbest rules. And this COVID shit has shown me that y'all are horrible marketers. Like, y'all don't know how to market anything. Y'all just got good early, and if y'all don't have a game plan set in stone for y'all do not know how to recover. Because what is this, bro? What type of guidelines are this? How does this cover your ass, bro?
I know, like, how? And so I'm supposed to wait in line to go on this roller coaster. Go all the way up to its apex and then really just drop down. I'm not supposed to swing. I'm supposed to keep that in somehow.
And how is this regulated? How do you know if I scream?
How? If there's gonna be... So we have a live response from Quavo after just briefly talking about that Sweetie situation.
Yeah, bro. We got a live response from this tweet, and he's choosing an interesting stance, bro. But I like how he addressed this, bro. So here we go, bro. I had love for you. And I had love for you, and disappointed you did all that. You're not the woman I thought you were. I wish you the best. I wish you nothing but the best. I know you want to make all this into a show, so I'll play my part just this one time. I don't normally put my own business up, especially my personal life, but I'm doing it now. I feel like I need to address this, so there are no false narratives. That's what young Quavo is for. You know what my favorite part out of this, and I feel like it's going to be a real impactful part in this whole thing, it's the first line. He started it off perfect. I had love for you, and disappointed, you know. That disappointed, they show you. He was a real one. Like, you really did.
I expected more from you.
Facts. Like, we Quavo and Saweetie, and you just did that like that, so it's kind of like, you put it into the feel like, why would she even go out like that, bro? Why is she going tweeting this shit? So you put yourself in a victim role, and as a toxic nigga in a breakup, that's what you have to do. If you know you cheated and you know you did wrong, you have to go into that role immediately and flip the switch. And that's what Quavo did right now. You see how it works out for him. Offset, he didn't follow this same game plan. He had a different set.
It was subtle.
It was a subtle little smooth, but Quavo looks to be going to his deeper future bag and saying, I'm disappointed in you. Like, you need to do better. You have to operate better in a situation like this. Regardless of what I did, you're supposed to keep it G, you're supposed to keep it gangster. Just hold it down and don't bring our business to the internet, because at the end of the day, that's clown shit. Because at the end of the day, what that get you?
Right.
I cheated, I still cheated on you.
It doesn't change the value, and also people don't necessarily even need to know this fact.
I didn't even know that there were cheating allegations until she tweeted that.
Right.
I didn't know there was turmoil until she tweeted that.
Right.
But now we know. Now, like he said, I know you want to make a show, so this is my only time I'm playing a part. And that he needed to say, this is my only time I'm playing a part. It's like, I don't even want to do this show. I'm gonna play right now, but after that, you can't hear from me. And that's when you gotta go ghost. If you want to get her back, you have to go ghost after this play. But you can't talk, no communication for at least a month. She gonna miss you. She gonna try to post some breakup pictures, throw the ass out. Can't show no attention to that, none of that. You gotta block it all out. Act like you don't care at all. And then she gonna slap that. You gotta be acting like you having fun. You gotta go link with Dre. You gotta have a blast these next couple of months, bro. Because if you let her go link up with like a Meg or the City Girls and she gets like her woman power bag, you will lose her forever. Like, after that 1 month period where they stop loving you, we get a month in the breakup where she still loves you. Like, oh, I can't live without him. Right? If he called me right now, I'm coming back. If he called me right now, but. When you miss that moment, bro, we all been there when we tried to slide back after she passed that little month period, bro. Right. And then it's like, Dylan, Drake, that's the thing, get away. Like, when she starts treating you like a regular nigga on the street, that's when it hurts. That's when it hurts. Like,
that's when it hurts. If you're Quavo, that hurts.
Like, when she just treats you like you are a peer now, like you just another nigga or another rapper nigga.
Or like, oh, like somebody from her past, like, yo, like, I really don't fuck with you anymore, like, that hurts.
That's when it hurts, bro. And that's where they win it at, bro, because that's where they get more petty. And we guys, we like, oh, we can deal with it. We can't really do that shit, bro. Like, when women get,
we gonna be stressed.
Like, we gonna be stressed, bro. We would never get another Migos album again, bro. Like, be no more Quavo features out there. That nigga won't have no more basketball clips, nigga. It'll be nothing. It will be
raps. It will be raps. We would not hear a peep out of him for a while.
But we might get a fire album of that, bro.
That's a fact.
So I might need Saweetie to go link up with a bad bitch that would be like, go fuck that man and go up on it. Cause that might make like Saweetie might need a Russell Wilson in her life for Quavo to give us him. Like, Saweetie might need to go pull a Sierra so we can get a Hendrix out of Quavo. Because we would have never got Hendrix if Sierra was like, let me go get my life together, get over this nigga, stop crying over this nigga.
That's a fact.
Because Future would have just been his bag, just like, I don't care, I don't love these bitches. But the fact that Sierra didn't need him anymore and she leveled up, literally and figuratively, with her song, and he was like, oh shit. I'm really heartbroken. I'm really hurt. I'm
really out here. I'm really heartbroken.
She's not coming back. She's with a nigga that has way more money than me, and I can't do shit about it. So, and he released his probably best album of his career off of that shit, bro. So, if we want some good music out of this, you gotta go fuck with it. We're a real athlete, nigga. A real morally good guy to turn this shit on. This might be the time for Pat to go and get in there, bro. We thought it would be with Cardi. Might have to go get Saweetie, bro. If you want to pull that Russ, if you want to break, if Pat really is just Russ 2.0 and he just falls into this line, my nigga, who won a Super Bowl in his second year as a starter and then lost to fucking Brady on his run back and then just go dates the high profile celebrity bitch and just lives happily ever after. If he becomes that role, I'll be sick, bro. Like, if Pat breaks up with his white wife, bro, and goes slides this weed, I'll be over.
Yes, it would. That would be hilarious. Cause you can't even imagine that, like how that dynamic even work out. It would just be so odd. But for Saweetie, that would be probably the biggest level up she could possibly find. Go out and get with the best quarterback out right now. Go get with literally the face of the NFL.
Cause you can't get with like a rapper or like somebody in the field. Cause Quavo could outwork that, man. Like, he can go produce a better album than that nigga or do something better than that.
Right, yeah, and then Quavo, he's one of those top guys in the game.
Exactly, bro. And he could blackball that nigga. Like, he can do something to have that nigga's career be affected and some shit happens because he's fucking my bitch. But Future can't do anything to Russell Wilson, bro. Like, he can't go tackle the nigga. Like, he can't do anything, bro, but sit back and hope. He got homies on the other team that fuck with him. Like, he got some defensive linemen that bumped Future before the game.
You're like, yo, like, I got you.
They're like, shit, the Seattle offensive line might be Future fans this whole time. That might be the biggest.
That might be it.
The Seattle front office might just fuck with Future like that. Like, Future might own the fucking Seahawks, and we don't know. So what if that was the bigger play? Future got in his bag and bought the Seahawks this whole time and had disrupted this man's career.
That would be the ultimate controversy. That would be
the greatest move from a toxic nigga in history, bro.
I'm gonna own the team, and I'm gonna influence your offensive line to not block for you at all. I'm gonna make sure like you potentially could end your career on any given play. Just because you took my shit.
That's the only way he gets on. Free chance to make some calls to Reed. Like, you friends with Robert Kraft. Tell Robert Kraft will link me with the Seahawks. I gotta get in touch.
I gotta get in touch. I gotta speak about something real quick. Nah, that's hilarious. Imagine just Future in that meeting room. Imagine Future in that meeting room. He's like, yeah, listen, so here's go, I want this percentage, but I gotta talk to the offensive line.
In the biggest moment, make him make the biggest decision in the biggest moment of his career. He's gonna crack on it. He's gonna throw it. I know he's making throw the ball. He's gonna be so shocked that you give him the opportunity to make this play, and you got this superstar running back behind him. He's gonna throw a pick. So he made that play call. He was like, "Yo, Pete, make him throw this ball." And then he's gonna fumble under pressure. Oh, bro, but off that, we gotta get into some music, bro.
So we have a new version that has been announced coming tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Ghostface and Raekwon. And this versus is hilarious because at one point in time they had beef with one another and they wanted to kill each other. So this versus is like, it's a musical versus, but at the same time, like there's still like underlying like tension.
Yeah, I just want to see how. I want to see if any of, like, I want them to talk about that because I feel like that would be great for hip hop. Like, this is an opportunity hip hop needs for them to just tell their story and just what they've been through. Because, like, if they could get out of that and form a rap group, bro, all this rap beef, all this killing shit that we got going on, it could come to an end if rappers saw what they went through. And it's just like, yo, he literally shot up his house with all his special needs family in there, and they are friends to this day. Have one in the best rap group of all the time and make money together. Like, we don't have to live and die about, oh, you did this. Like, we can get over it and move on because at the end of the day, each other, we not the problem, bro. When we come together and unite, we create a force that's untouchable. Nigga, Wu-Tang Clan. It's gonna be a great moment, bro. And I feel like they definitely need to use that story behind them as something that they promote throughout this battle, bro. Like, I don't want to lead this battle without them even touching a little bit of that, bro. Like, we sit through these verses, we hear stories. I feel like that's something that needs to be said too.
Yeah, I think they're in a position to really know that, and we saw like obviously with Gucci and Jeezy how they piece it up at the end at the end, but they still piece it up.
I don't know if them niggas piece it up, bro.
They piece it up for the gram.
Yeah,
they piece it up for the gram.
I don't feel like them niggas still have smoke right now. And I'm on that right now, and I don't want to speak out into existence because, nigga, if I have smoke to wait till I need to go clear that shit up.
But yes, they should use that as an opportunity to, like you said, speak about the situation, talk about it, and again, just piece it up and just show like, hey, at the end of the day, like, most of the time, like, this beef shit is pointless. Like, most of the time, exactly.
99.9%.
It's not worth it at all. Alright, we can get some music. Benny, he dropped his second project. He dropped How I Met the Plug 2, short project, 9 songs, less than 30 minutes. Get that a quick listen. Not bad. I liked it coming off his debut album, Burn Proof. Tape that has been exclusively produced by Harry Fraud. Really nice instrumentals on there. A lot of solid verses on there. It was overall just a really solid project coming from Benny.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I've been running around all day. I gotta check it out, but I'm definitely ready to listen to it. Like, just everything that has been released in the last year, 2 years been fire. So I'm looking out for it, bro. Benny's last album was fucking hard. And that was my favorite album last year, bro. So it's just like, see how we come in this year, bro. You know who the other boys be working. So.
Right, and he still has like another 2 albums still in touch waiting to be dropped. So looking forward to those whenever those do release.
Yeah, bro. As far as the album I was listening to, bro, I was listening to this new DDG album. That's a little YouTube rapper I be listening to sometimes, bro. And no cap, he's finally stepping into that role as, okay, I'm going to become a real prominent rapper in this rap game. He had a lot of features on there with a lot of prominent artists. He had, I think, NBA Youngboy was on there. He had 42 Doug. He had a verse from Yachty on there. So it's just dope to see him move from the YouTube space. And I feel like he's finally moved out of that, okay, he's a YouTube rapper now, people are gonna start looking at him as a real rapper, and I have like a little take about it, bro. Like, he reminds me a lot of Drake, bro. Just how a lot of like when Drake first came out, like he was different. We didn't see him a lot. He was just a dude that was creating a new path that really a lot of rappers didn't follow. And this is the same path he's followed. He's created a new path. He started from YouTube, created grinding through that, and made his way into the industry. So I just feel like this album gave me hope for the future, and it's a lot of promise in it, bro. So you definitely should check it out.
Yeah, I know a couple of songs by him, and like he definitely showed like he has the talent.
Yeah, he definitely has the talent, and his work ethic is going to take him where his talent won't. So that's where he reminds me a lot of Drake. Like Drake, yeah, people say Drake has talent, but a lot of which makes Drake great is that Drake works his fucking ass off, and he's gonna make sure nobody outworks him. And I see a lot of that same mentality in DDG, and I just feel like that's what's going to elevate him more. And this first little mixtape as a rapper, it's a good start for him, bro. So I'm just look out for him too.
Shout out to DDG. Anything else we gotta talk about, bro?
Nah, bro. I was gonna bring up fucking Papa John saying it took him 7 months to stop saying the N-word, but I'm gonna say that for another day. News reporters saying his diabetes caused him to say the N-word.
Is diabetes linked to racism?
I guess, bro. Racist diabetes. Bro, man. Running rapid.
Alright, with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We're gonna enjoy ourselves in the city, bro.
Birthday
coming up.
21 in a few hours, man. I gotta get out of here. Go get lit.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, we're gonna catch y'all on the next one.